hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. We are back again for a new season 4 Snowfall. This is season 3, episode 1. Y'all know this is John Singleton's show. I have been watching since season 1. People have been sleeping on Snowfall. It is a really great show. Okay, so let's just get it started. If you have not done so already, though, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and look on my whole Jaybird, dun, and all that good shit. Okay, so we see the beginning of the episode. And we see Officer Daddy. Okay, I'm calling him Officer Daddy because he is Mel's daddy. Mel is Franklin's ex-girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? And we've been seeing him since Uncle Daddy, Officer Daddy, since season 1. But things are a little bit different now. And he's all like last season, he did not like Franklin. He knew something was up or whatever. And this season, we see he's taking it up a notch or two. Okay, so he ran around the hood looking at this, looking at that, and he's seeing like people with cars, people with gold chains on. He's like, where this money coming from? What's going on? Y'all know I got a couple pictures, but I gotta pull them up. As I'm talking a little bit here, a little bit there. So he just looking like, something don't look right, and I need to figure out what's going on. And I'm like a whole bunch. So he see a car, and the car is, oh, there you go. He see a car, and the car is, you see a crackhead at the car, and he looking like, okay, that's a little bit suspect. Let me go walk up. Let me park and go up to this car. So as he's walking up, we see the car's parked, the dude in the car selling drugs or whatever, and but he see the cop coming from his rearview mirror. So the crackhead lady who not his car window, she only got $9. The crack cost 10. He like, go ahead on. So even saying you got enough money, you missing $1. It's 10. It's 10. He like, no, it's not. But go ahead on. So I gotta go because he see Officer Daddy coming around. The dang on crackhead woman don't want to walk away. So when he pulls off, she jumps in the window and she's holding on. Give me my crack rock. Give me my crack rock. And she's holding on for dear life as she's trying to just grab crack that's in the console of his little car, whatever. And you see Officer Daddy running, running. I'm like, you can't catch a car running, officer. He got up a little bit though. And the girl fell out the car and she just on the ground smoking crack. As you see, she did a whole tuck and roll. Okay, a whole tuck and roll. And she got her crack. And she like, I want some crack. That's what I want. I want the crack. And she tucked and rolled, smoked her crack on the ground right there after falling out the car. And Officer Daddy looking like, I can't believe this shit. So this is Officer Daddy. Because he saw the whole thing happen. And she really held on to the car. He really kept driving with her hanging out the window. And then when she fell out, she just started smoking crack. And he like, I can't believe what's going on. So, you know what I'm saying? We see that's the beginning of it. We also see that, Mama Franklin, you know what I'm saying? Mama Franklin, she's at a apartment building and she's looking to buy it or whatever. I'm just like, oh, you gonna buy an apartment? Okay. All right, Mama. So when she in there, she's like, well, this needs to be done, that needs to be done, this is out of shape, when was the heat even last on, we need this, it's more than just paint that's needed, a lot is needed to get this place to what we want it for. Oh yeah, it's this and it's that. It won't be that much. It's a little bit of spruce here, a little bit of spruce there, a little bit of spruce everywhere. And then we then see Franklin coming like, you know what I'm saying? We're going to pay in all cash, I'm like, hey, Franklin. So that's Franklin and Mama Franklin and his mama. I can never remember what her name is. I call her Mama Franklin. So, you're like, if we get it, it's going to be in all cash. And I'm like, we've seen them come a long way. Okay, because we remember Mama Franklin was not about them games before. When she found out that he was even just selling weed, she did not like it. And she was like, I don't want none of your drug money. Even though she was at home struggling. She didn't want no money from him. And now they are working, they're business partners. And she know he's sells her. She know he's a candy man. Maybe he's a candy man up and down or whatever. Mr. Snowflake. Selling that powder was crack now, but it's what it is. But it's cool to see them like working on one accord. I'm like, okay, that's cute. But again, they come a long way since before. So we see Uncle Jerome. And it was him, Do I have his picture? Because it was him and Louis. Him and Louis is still a whole couple, which I still love. I think I will always love him and Louis as a couple. I may not have their picture. But him and Louis is in the house. He's like, come on, Louis, we gotta go. You're gonna make me late. He got on all his jewelry. I mean, every single piece of his jewelry is what he has on. And I'm like, where you? You look real suspect. I mean, his Jerry curl juice is popping or whatever, but I'm like, why? I'm like, how do I not have a picture of him and Louis? I feel stupid. I thought I did, but I guess I don't. Anyway, so I got one for later, but not for right here. What they doing? So he getting ready for his little he's opened up a whole new bed, so they going to that. And we see him and Louis on a better thing. We see Leon is still gangster. Okay, Leon has a whole bodyguard now. He in the hood getting his hair cut. I'm like, but why you outside? Why you can't be somewhere on the inside getting your hair cut? And I'm just like, it's just too much going on. But Leon's still cute. He really, really is. And I'm like, hey Leon, is you legal? I don't know. Okay. So, but we see that whole part. But as we see Leon walking to get his haircut, we see three dudes, okay? Three whole dudes who watching him in the hood. And I'm like, okay, they trying to get somebody, but they sitting back and they watching. Yep, them three right there. So we see that whole thing. Now we see Reed. Reed, you know who was the white dude? I think I have a picture of Reed. Oh, here you go. Reed is it's in the desert somewhere. You know what I'm saying? We still got him. It's still what's the girl name? What's that? Lorena, who was DEA, and she was trying to bring Don Franklin and them. They still working together. You know what I'm saying? Even though I do not like her. She was trouble. She was wholeheartedly trouble. But we see her and Reed are currently working together because Reed told her, if you give me a chance to sell these drugs to fund this Nicaraguan war or whatever it was, I'll give you all the drug dealers we know, which will include Franklin and his whole family. So we see they still together. And we see his brother is still there as well. His brother, who I'm pretty sure is still suffering from the when he was kidnapped last season and they forced him to do a whole bunch of cocaine to where I'm surprised he's alive. So he looks like he's still suffering from that whole situation. So he there getting drugs from whoever, his new connect, because he can't get back into Colombia right now. And that is what it is. I've always said for this show, Franklin's part of the story is the most interesting. Everyone else is like little parts here and there, but I focus on Franklin the most. So for these, the story kind of closes out with them. We see his brother Matt is not doing too good, so Matt can't be the pilot anymore because because he smoked a whole bunch of cocaine. They made him snort tons of cocaine and just messed them up. And so they get back from getting the drugs, they get back to the warehouse. Matt ass having a heart attack because again it's just in the system. So he don't die though. He don't die. And Reed takes him to their father's house and kind of leaves him there, like, and they're like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with him? He was fine before you. Like, what happened? That he is messed up now. And Reed makes up some lie about it. And they didn't know he lying. He like, what, whatever, just leave from here like you always do. You don't care about nobody but yourself. But no, I'm going to leave some money here and I'll leave money for you and him and someone to hire somebody to help both of y'all. We don't want your fucking pity money. Get out of here. So that's the most we get with Reed, and his brother for right now. Okay, for when? For right now. So other than that, we see Jerome, and Jerome, his new business is like, I'm going to say it's like a store. It's like a store. I was just like a store. Oh, there they go. He opened a car stereo store, like electronic store that sells all car radios. So we see Uncle Jerome with the Jerry curl and the gold chain. We see Auntie Louie next to him and the little dress. We see Daddy Franklin in the white shirt and Mama Franklin in the dress. So, Jerome is so happy to be having all that jewelry, have his curl looking tight, and how, everyone is there celebrating his new business. But we also see that Officer Daddy is looking from across the street and he sees, oh, Jerome got a new job, got a new business, and he, you know what I'm saying, like got some money. Where he getting the money from? He know what's going on, he just can't prove it yet. While he looking at that, his daughter is there as well, but he just don't see her. And she's about to go to college or whatever, and she's like, I gotta get a job to do this and do that because I gotta come back and forth on the bus. He like, nah, nah, nah. And Franklin gives Mel a stack of money and say, I meant to give you, I'm saying, graduation gift, so I'm saying, take this because you need to be able to buy what you want to buy. Thank you, Franklin. His whole ex. So we do see, I'm saying, daddy cop, officer daddy, and he's at home. Okay, he's at home and he's talking to his daughter, and she like, hey dad, cause she get home and she been gone for, like she been on ice skating or whatever, or maybe roller skating, and he like, so where did you go? She's like, I went skating. You got my skates right here, and then he like, oh okay, I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to argue, you know, um. So who was you with? She's like, oh, I was with so and so and so and so, her little female friends, who she was with, just not skating. And he chit chatting with her because again she's going off to college in about a month. And he's like, oh, okay, well that's cool, cool, cool. So yeah, I heard Frank's uncle, opened up a business, down there on whatever street or whatever. You know anything about that? And she gets mad. Like, why you trying to butter me up because you really want to get information on Franklin and or his daddy? Because everyone is aware of what Franklin do. That it's like, we not gonna really deal with it. So he like, look, I don't want to argue with you. I want you to be safe. I want you to be smart, and I don't want you getting caught up in a whole bunch of bullshit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I just, I love you, honey. And she's like, is that all? He's like, yes. So she goes to her room and she sits and she pulls up the money that Franklin gave her. She's never really turned on Franklin, and I don't think she's gonna start now. I just don't think that's gonna happen right now. So we know that's father and daughter. Okay, so the daughter is, basically in love with the drug dealer, and her father is a cop. It don't add up. So I'm like, it's gonna be some bullshit eventually. So we see them same three idiots who were stalking and trying to get at Leon were still sitting there, like, oh, we're gonna go ahead and just, you know, wait and rob these people. And so they sitting there and they see a truck pull up and it's the re-up truck. Oh man, bet. And he like to do it back like, man, we didn't come here to rob anyone. We came here just to stake things out and see what's going on. He like, man, we staking it out to rob them. So why don't I do that right now? I'm like, y'all just so stupid. They like, man, I ain't no getaway driver. Y'all can go rob them. I ain't no getaway driver. You better be. So two idiots in the front get out, guns ablazing, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we finna go, rob this truck. They ain't get but maybe 10 feet from their car, and pow, 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 pow. Leon, the fatback, they call him Fatback, not me, that's the name on the show. I ain't got nothing to do with that. So, little Leon, like, break yourself, fool. That ain't what he said, that's what I'm saying. And he shoot the first dude in the head, kill him dead, and the second dude was running away, he dead too. And third dude in the car, he's like, oh shit. And he pulls off because Franklin has taught Leon, be aware of your surroundings. And again, they are big time now where they're selling a lot of drugs in the neighborhood. They are the bad ones because they selling drugs in their hood. But Leon, luckily, wasn't caught slipping, okay? I'm like, they must have seen this or seen that, and it's great. So now, them two dudes dead. So, with the getaway driver pulls off and gets away. Now we see, at this point in time, they all sitting around talking about what just happened because Leon, of course, had to go tell Franklin, "Hey man, we had to kill two people real quick in these streets." And he like, him saying, "How you know about our operation?" He like, "Man, I don't know what's going on." He like, find out how they knew about our operation, find out who they is, who they know, where they at, find out there. I want to know everything, because it's some bullshit afoot. I'm like, yeah, cause see, like, how did they even know about the location to where the drugs, the drop off? He's like, I don't know, man, but we find out how. Wanda, old cracked out ass. So Wanda is Leon's ex girlfriend who did not used to be on drugs and who Leon used to keep separate from the drugs, and then she kept begging to work at the spot at the crack house to cook the crack. And so they gave her a job cooking crack, and she ended up getting hooked on crack. And then she like she did a whole bunch of crazy stuff, and they had her like locked up to have her high come down, and she broke away. We hadn't seen her since then. Well, she with these fools and she didn't told them about Franklin and them so that she can get cracked. I'm like, this girl is a goddamn fool. She gonna get everybody killed. So she like, I can't believe y'all went over there and did that. Like I told y'all, Franklin and them is not, they don't play. They don't play at all. So if y'all went over there, guns are blazing, basically, it's gonna be some bullshit going on. I'm like, well, it is gonna be some bullshit going on. So, she tell wrong picture. She tell him, she tell the dude, you need to just kind of figure out what you want to do because if Franklin and them find out that we behind this, like they gonna basically kill us all and we ain't gonna make it nowhere. So figure this shit out. But I'm like, why would you go to somebody? I didn't teach y'all to cook crack to get us all killed. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You know it, Wanda. Anyway, so at that point in time, we see, wait, did I do that already? Okay, yeah, I did that. So, they tell Wanda, we'll give you more crack if you give us all the information you have on Franklin and on Leon and on what they be doing over there. But she been gone for a minute, so she know old stuff and not too much new stuff. And I'm like, mm. So we do see Franklin gonna meet with Reed to get more drugs, and Franklin is told, oh yeah, the drugs gonna be more expensive. Like now it's gonna be 15,000 per kilo. 15,000. That's a whole 50% increase. Now, why is it going up? Well, you've been watching the news. The DA has been cracking down on the drugs in Colombia, so it's kind of harder. Oh, okay, that's cool. I thought you would be immune to that. Like, what you mean I'll be immune to that? Like, why would I be immune to the DA, cracking down on drugs? So, like, why would I do that? Because Franklin hasn't told Reed that he figures or he assumes that Reed works for the government. But when he says it, Reed gets kind of, aggravated. Like, if you think you know something, you don't know nothing. And don't forget that I'm the only reason your ass is even breathing free air. If you push me the wrong way, I will have you back in that goddamn jail cell fast as hell. And I'm like, that wasn't nice, Reed. That wasn't nice at all. So Franklin realized, okay, I said something I should not have said. I should not have spoke too soon. Okay, should not have spoke too soon. So he at the house talking to his mama. And, the mama knows something wrong because they was filling out paperwork or whatever, and he didn't sign the place he was supposed to. She's like, what's wrong? You missed like 4, 5 spaces, baby. What's going on? He's like, oh, nothing. She's like, look, I told you, like, I'm with you all the way. I'm with you 100%. But, our agreement was, if I ask you, you tell me so that I can help you. And so, like, I just feel like I may have overstepped with Reed today. I think I said something wrong or whatever. But you said Reed, needs you. That as long as you're selling his drugs, that you good, and he gonna keep all of us safe. You're like, do you think something's wrong or whatever? She brings up how the worst thing I saw was you in jail. When I saw your face behind the bar because he was beaten up in jail, you know what I'm saying? And, that was the worst thing that I saw. So I'm here to help you in any way I can. But, you said you had it under control. Like, can you still protect us? He was like, of course I can, mama. Of course I can. I love his accent. Was funny because he's actually like British or whatever. So his West Coast accent is a whole girl. This is so cute. So we then see, Franklin leaves his mama's house and he drives to his own house, and it got locks and alarm systems and like on all this. He's in a whole secure ass location, far away from where anybody can find him. He got locks and safes and all that other stuff. But we see in his safe, he have these newspaper clippings. He has in his journal, and he's writing down everything that's going on. I'm like, he writing down everything. Everything. He's smart because Reed up to something. He's known that since last season, so you know what I'm saying, he just keeping tabs on what's going on. So we then see at Jerome's house, everybody there, and they just meet. No, wrong picture, girl. Doing the wrong thing. They all up there and they just talking. So we have, you know what I'm saying, Leon in the corner. Peaches standing up. Peaches is played by D-Ray. You know what I'm saying? They call him Peaches because like Peaches. But he's like the security dude. We see Franklin, Jerome, and then Auntie Lulu sitting there, and they talking about the dudes who try to rob them and they killed. It's Manboy people, and they like we know a Manboy in them at, we know this, we know that, and as they saying that, they're being told, hey, Manboy here. He like, what you mean here? Man, I don't know, like I've never met him before, but like the dude out here say his name's Manboy, so Manboy here. I'm like, Manboy, get your ass up out of there, bro. You don't want these problems. So, Manboy really didn't bring his ass over there because I guess him talking to Wanda, he felt like I can go and talk to Franklin. So, Franklin, okay, and Manboy has a whole conversation. And, Manboy looks like a man boy. Like he does, he looked like he, maybe said what's the bed. I'm not sure. But he like, hey, what's up, Franklin? What's up, Leon? I'm like, don't act friendly. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave my booby alone. So he say, look, I didn't send my boys over to rob y'all. You know what I'm saying? They overstepped. You know what I'm saying? Y'all took them out. So I feel like, you know what I'm saying? How about, you know what I'm saying? We get all our product from y'all. We get it from y'all. And then I'll tell you what the third person is who was the driver and y'all can handle that. He like, look, you know what I'm saying? I get that. You say like, look, in 24 hours, either your boy will be dead and we'll be in business, or he won't be dead, but everyone you know will be gone and we won't be in business at all. So have a good day. Oh man, don't you want the address? We don't know. We already know. Go ahead about your business. Franklin is always, or usually, 2 or 3 steps ahead of people once they come to him about something that he knows about. You know what I'm saying? So he like, you came here trying to give me information on the driver. I already know where he at. I don't need that. But you came to try to make peace. We'll see where it goes. So, he like, all right, man, boy, bye. And he leaves. And I'm like, mm, mm. We then see the following day, okay, Uncle Jerome goes to his little shop or whatever because, he likes his shop. And he looking around and his whole shop got ransacked. And he's mad, okay? Uncle Jerome, who I swear every time Uncle Jerome, his Jerry curl, and it's reminds, like an 80s version of, Jerome from Martin. But anyway, so he pissed because his whole shop is just ransacked, and he only had to open one whole day. So we then see that Franklin and Aunt Louie talking, and Louie say, "Hey, it wasn't a cop, it wasn't anybody rival, it was actually Claudia." Claudia, who was her ex, who, also was frankly used to sell drugs to, who, Louis almost killed her last season. I thought she was dead, but turns out she is not. So he's like, look, I'm not going to tell Drunka Drum. I'm going to try to kill her, but I'm going to go over there, talk to her, and try to smooth things out. So, or to talk some sense into her. And she goes see Claudia. And Claudia seems a bit different. Okay. So Louis get in there, they talking. And we like, look, I know I hurt you. And I'm sorry. So I'm sorry for hurting you. You know what I'm saying? But I know the part that I played in hurting you, I'm sorry about that. But you need to let this go. You need to let it go about me and Jerome because Claudia wants Louis to herself. And Louis is back with Uncle Jerome. So I mean, she's like, you need to let it go and like leave him alone. Like just don't do it anymore. So you know what, Louie, have you ever had migraines? And she's like, no, what are you talking about? Now, we know that when they got into a fight, that Louis like knocked her into the bar and she hit her head and she was weak. I thought from the head wound that she was dead, but she isn't. Claudia is alive and well. So she's like, I have these migraines and they just stop. I can't do anything. I've been to all these doctors. I have all these pills and nothing seems to work. I've had to find my own way to cope with it. Just to numb it. And you see she sit there and she has a needle. So now she's shooting up. I'm guessing it's heroin that she's shooting up or whatever because it's to help with her migraines. And she know that Louis used to be a drug addict. So she's like, you want some? And she get in the tub, she get all naked, and she get the little rubber thing and tat her arm and say, come help me out. And Louis looking like, oh. So Louis go get the little needle or whatever, and we see her just walk up to the tub. I'm looking like, Louis, please don't get strung out on none of that. Girl, just don't do it, girl. Mm, mm. We don't see if she shoot up. We don't see what happened. All I know is you can't bring people who used to do drugs around drugs like that because she looked like she wanted a piece of the drug. So we see another little thing, Gustavo. Gustavo, again, I told y'all, is a little other parts of the story. Is it Gustavo? And Lucia, got away from the DEA and the people who were trying to kill him. They got away. And he now works at a bar as a bouncer. But Lucia has ran off. He does not know where she is. Reed then goes there. He finds Gustavo. He said, look, I need, I lost my pilot, was his brother. So I need to use Lucia's family's ranch and their routes to smuggle drugs to and from. And, Gustavo, Lucia left months ago. Like, I don't know where she at. Like, if you want to use her routes, go find her. And so Teddy, that's his other name. Reed then say, look, if you love her and you want to find her, the best thing to do is start working with her family. So we need to get with her family and start doing that. And that way, wherever she at, she'll come back. And I'm like, every time they introduce little stuff with Gustavo, little stuff with Reed, I'm looking like, it be so little. I'm looking, I don't care all that much. But it's a part of the story. So the last thing that we see is Officer Daddy, okay, and Franklin go for a little ride. And, they in a car, and do I have the picture of it? I do. I want to find it for y'all because it was such a great scene, okay? Y'all know I'm always waiting till the last minute to get some stuff together. But I know I had the goddamn phone picture. I'll just use this one. So we see them riding around, right? And, Franklin leaves his mama's house. And all of a sudden they say, I see you all the time leaving your mama's house. You know what I'm saying? And so I know something up. But me and you need to go, have a ride and have a conversation. And he like, for what? What we need to do that for? And I'm like, because he just need to talk a little bit. I got the other picture up now. Let me see. Because they was both looking at each other. Can I get it together, y'all? Let's see. We're going to do top and bottom because I ain't got time to play. No, I really, really don't. So, because y'all see me all the time. So, they riding around together. It's not official. There's two neighbors riding around, as Officer Daddy said. In the car, you're like, Franklin, what do you see me as? Like, you see me as, I know you don't see me as, the man who helped raise you after your father got, caught up in being a drunk or whatever in that little bottle. You can't see me as that anymore. So, what's going on? Do you see a gun, a badge, or an overprotective father, maybe a little asshole? No, I see you as a fraud. Someone who betrayed his people to go and work for the people who oppress us because the father's a cop. And I think he's the only cop who lives in their neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So for Franklin, it's like, you a whole asshole, bro, and I don't like it. So, I'm like, well, that's true. It just looks so weird having both pictures up here, but I just want y'all to see both of their faces. Anyway, so he like, look, did you ever think that maybe I was a spy? That maybe that I was doing that, to get behind enemy lines and try to protect my own people. Nah, man, that ain't what it is. You want some bullshit. He said, what you think about that, Mr. Pusher, man? You out here doing these drugs or whatever, and that's your thing. So they talking back and forth, to where Franklin said, you know what, you should just flip the script and come work for me. You know what I'm saying? Give up that whole thing of taking orders from a white man. You know what I'm saying? Turn that badge in and come work for me. He's like, nah, man, I did it already. He then says how he used to like rob people or whatever. And he said he would have the worst trouble sleeping at night because he kept worrying about the cops kicking in his door. He likes, I stopped doing that. And he like, and not, even though I don't sleep that good at night, it's still not my conscience keeping me up at night because I knew what I was doing to people, robbing them. He said, you know what? That rock you selling is doing real damage. It's doing real damage to the community. And I think you know that. So my question to you is, how you sleep at night, Franklin? How do you sleep? Franklin was like a baby. I said, God damn it, Franklin. Like a baby. And I'm like, well, I think he might be right. He do sleep like a little baby. And, what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay, Franklin, like a little baby. But the daddy, he didn't like the answer because, you making fun of the fact that I'm telling you that you are ruining our community. So, he like, you know what? From now on, me and you, we at war. You know what I'm saying? Your business getting too big, Franklin. You know what I'm saying? You got too many eyes on you, Franklin. You know what I'm saying? You out here doing dirt. You have people out here doing dirt on your behalf, and they're going to make mistakes. And when they do, I'm going to catch them. No matter how small the mistake is, I'm going to catch it. And when I do, I'm going to use all of that to bring each and every one of them down one by one. Your friends, your auntie, your mama. And after I'm done with all of them, I'm going to come after you. And I'm like, oh, God damn it. But we see, as he's saying that, we see Auntie Louie coming home, and she been crying because she did something with Louie. We just don't know what. We see Leon and Fatback chasing down the driver dude, and they found him and they killed him. So they murder, murder, death, death. We then see his mama at home on her typewriter typing up some stuff because she's his business partner. So, he like, I know all the people who is involved in your drug business, and I'm gonna take them down one by one. I have a feeling his daughter gonna get involved in some kind of way, and he gonna end up bringing the daughter down, and it's gonna be something that's gonna make him mad. So we then see him saying tell Franklin, "I'm gonna get you last," and then he makes Franklin get the car, and Franklin turns and look. He's dropped Franklin off at a crack house. A whole, and not a one where you sell drugs from, no, a crack house where you have crackheads sitting outside smoking crack. And it was a woman sitting there smoking crack, and her baby was just standing right there. And after she smoked crack, and she looked like a bad crackhead, okay, like a not like a crackhead. She did, high and wobbling around, picked the baby up, and then like just kind of walked like an alien, like a crackhead. Cause she high. So he was making Franklin see, this is what your drug is doing to our hood. He like, your drug ain't like shrooms. It ain't like no reefer. It ain't like any of that. Like, it's different. And I think you know what it's doing. I'm like, girl. So yeah. And Franklin just sees it, and he just walks across the street. Mm. Anyway, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed. Next week, I forgot that I used to review it in like person order. I would do like the little stories first, and then Franklin versus doing like a whole thing. So I have to remember how I do it next week when I review it. But thanks for tuning in. I am Lee. This is Jelly's Corner. Peace.